everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video. Today I thought I would set up my reading journal with you all. I'm not going to be calling it a 2025 reading journal only because I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to finish this. It could be less than a year, it could be longer than a year. So I'm just going to call it my reading journal. Before I get started, I do want to mention that I have a small shop that is currently in hiatus right now, and I'm not sure if I'm going to revive it. But that being said, I have a lot of materials and equipment at home to be able to make things for my journal. And so I did utilize my resources a lot because I don't have much money to spend on this. So before we get into actually setting up the journal, I thought I would show you guys what I prepared to be able to set up this journal. The theme for my journal is going to be teddy bears or bears. I just think that bear themed things are super cute, and I kind of wanted to have a bit of that in my own journaling life just to bring me a bit of joy. So starting out, I have a collection of washi tapes. I have these tabs that I can put for the months. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or not, but I bought this 2 years ago and I have so many of these left, and I'm trying to get rid of them because I don't actually like the quality of them. So these are the things that I've made. So I have templates for letter sticker sheets that never actually made it to my shop, but I just printed some letter stickers. I have 2 big ones and a collection of small ones. I also have these from my shop. They're these little glassine pouches that I use to send stickers or keychains in. So I took a bunch of those and cut them down to size, and you guys will see later why. And then, like I said, this is going to be a bear themed journal, and I actually don't have any bear themed stickers that I've drawn myself or that were in my shop. So I went on Canva and I found a bunch of little bears and I printed them out. Usually I don't do stuff like this, but because it's just for personal use, I felt like it was okay. And my sister has a Canva Premium or Canva Pro account, so I was able to access all the cute stickers that I wouldn't have with a free account. And the last thing that I made, I had this vinyl sticker paper that I don't really like. I only have a few sheets left, so I used a couple sheets to make a whole bunch of these book cover stickers so that I can place these whenever I am doing a review in my journal. I actually have a list of books that I would like to read. I'm super picky about books, so I've compiled a giant list of books. It's almost 100 books that I think align with what I like to read. And so I have these on hand for whenever I read one of them. So moving on to some of the things that I've bought. One of the things I bought for when I read physical books are these little bear note tabs. I have never really annotated in the books. For some reason, writing in a book just seems like sacrilege to me. So I won't be writing in the books, but I do want to keep track of quotes and things that I like in books. And then ever since June, I have been obsessed with these cheap sticker sheets off of Amazon. Over the summer, a Daiso opened up in my area, so that's where the majority, if not all of this stuff is from, besides the journal. They have a lot of inexpensive items that are only like $1.75, and so I've been collecting things here and there. So the first thing I'll show you guys is the actual journal itself, which I got from Amazon, and it's a Midori B6 Slim notebook, and it's the gridded one. I love gridded notebooks. The one thing that I do splurge on is my Hobonichi cousin, and I love the grid. So this was the perfect size for me, and it's only $9.50 on Amazon, which is another bonus. They also had these Kuretake Zig color dot pens or highlighter things that I really like. They had 6 colors, so I got all 6. These are only $1.75 because they're not the double-ended ones, which I think is a great steal because these are actually quite expensive if you get like the regular ones that are double-ended. So I thought that was amazing. I got these Rilakkuma bookmarks. They're these, upside down. These magnetic bookmarks, and I thought those were cute. I have this very small mini cutter. It's a ceramic box cutter, if you will, but I got this to cut washi tape like as it's on the page. I also got this washi tape cutter. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but we'll see. And then I already had this pair of mini scissors. It's really cute. It's just like this tiny pair of scissors. It opens up like that, and I keep this in my embroidery kit because it's a really small kit, but I wanted a pair for my journal. And they had this one when I went to the store. They didn't have this one. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to keep for my reading journal and which one I'm going to keep for my embroidery kit, but I can figure that out later. Next, I have this bear pouch, and I thought this would be cute just to keep all the things in it. The notebook itself can fit in here, and then all of these things that I use for it. And I got a new pencil pouch because there's a very important item that's not on the screen yet that I want to keep protected, and it'll go in here. And then from Pop Shelf, I got this heart stamp thing. I'm not even sure what I'm going to use it for. I just thought it was cute, and it was only $1. And I have a brown mild liner. It's in the color beige, very bear colored. All right, the last thing I prepared are all my utensils, like my colors and stuff that I'm going to be using. These are all from things that I have already. I didn't buy any of this stuff. So I went through my Tombows and I picked out colors that I thought would match. So I have those Tombows. I have a couple of Monami Plus pens, which are great for doing hand lettering if you're left-handed. I find as a lefty, smaller nibs are better. Then I have these three, which are also some small calligraphy pins. They're the little Pen Flex. I love these, but I cannot find a good variety of these for cheap. My pen pal gave me this. She sent me this in one of the letters. It's some whiteout, and I think it's really cute, so I'm going to be using that. And then I also have this Scotch, the little tape runner thing. And then I have these paper scraps that I use for Bible journaling. I just grabbed a few colors that I think would look good in my journal. This is one of my favorite pens. It's the RSVP, the Pentel RSVP in the fine tip. And then the last thing that is really important to me, it's not that expensive. It's a $15 fountain pen, but what the real star of the show is, Ferris Wheel Press had a sale, and so I was able to get an ink, 2 inks actually, for the price of one. And then I had the rewards points for signing up that enabled me to get free shipping. And so I got Majestic Maple Syrup, and I love this ink. It's a brown sparkly ink, and I thought that just fit so well with my teddy bear theme. So this is going to be one of the things that I use in that journal for sure. If you're still with me, thank you. After all that, let's finally get into decorating this journal. So I'm starting off decorating the outside, and I forgot to show you guys this, but I got a pack of 100 bear stickers from Amazon, and it was like $3 or $4, so that was a really good deal. So I'm just going through those and picking out one of the bears that I think would fit for the cover. I have 2 other of these Midori notebooks, one that I use for daily journal prompts that I get from Coffee Monster Co.'s website, and the other one I use for my media journal, which is for anything that I consume that is not a book. So I needed a way to be able to distinguish my journals, and I've decorated the outside of all 3 of them, which if you stay tuned to my channel, I will be doing a 2025 planner and journal lineup, and you'll be able to see what I did for the covers of the other one. So I'm just using some of those sticker sheets that I got off Amazon, a scrap of paper from those paper scraps I use for Bible journaling, a bit of washi tape, and then I'm going in with my sticker sheet that I made for myself with the letters on it, and I'm just spelling out reading journal, which I think turned out really, really cute. All in all, I really like this. I used some of my favorite washi tape that I got recently from Hobby Lobby, and it's like white with a whole bunch of stars and stuff. It's the piece that I put behind the bear's head, and I really love that washi tape. I also added some star stickers. I had printed myself some small stars to use for when I rate my book reviews, and I'm putting a couple of those on the cover just because they match, and I thought they were cute. The last thing I'm doing to the front is adding some washi tape at the top and the bottom, which I did to my other one, so I thought that it just was fitting to continue the trend with this journal as well. Here it is all done, and let's move on to the inside. So my first spread is going to be my TBR, and what I've done for my TBR is pretty unique. I haven't seen anyone else do something like this, but someone probably has done it before. I'm separating each page into 4 different sections, and each section is going to represent a genre of books that I read. So the first one is fantasy, science fiction, and dystopian. Then I have humor and comedy and thriller, mystery, Gothic and horror. I don't remember them in order, but I know I have contemporary up there, black fiction, historical fiction, romance, and I think there's one more that I'm missing. Anyways, each of these categories is getting a specific color. So I used washi tape that coordinates with those colors, and I also printed out some little bear icons that I felt matched with each category. So like for the thriller one, it's the bear with the X eyes, like, you know, kind of like the emoji that has the X eyes, like as if to say, you know, passed away or whatnot. So yeah, I picked out some of those, and I'm sticking those onto those little glassine pouches that I cut down to size that I showed you. And then I'm putting each one on the left hand side of each section and writing out the genre right next to it. Under that, I'm placing the 2 utensils that I'll be using for each book genre. When I do my book reviews, this is how I'm going to tell which genre the book is, so that I can be able to keep track of how many of each genre I read. So I didn't want y'all to have to watch me do all of those, so here's the last one. And once I finish that, this spread is going to be pretty much almost done. The last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, using my letter stickers again, I'm going to put TBR at the top of both pages. Really like how this came out, and I think it's so adorable. Okay, on to the next spread. My next spread is going to be my upcoming releases. I don't really have that many books that I'm anticipating, but I do have a couple, which is the sequel to Snow Globe, which is a Korean book that my sister got me. It's in English. I do not read Korean. And also the new Hunger Games book that's coming out. So I needed a spread literally just for those two, but I might go through Goodreads and try to find some books that are releasing this year that interest me, just so I can fill out this spread a little bit more. I'm not really doing much for this spread. I'm just going to add a couple of paper scraps at the top, and then I'm going to spell out upcoming with my letter stickers, and then right at the bottom releases, because I didn't have enough space for stickers. And then I have 12 boxes, and I'm going to label each box with a color. The colors aren't really coordinating, they're just random colors from the tombos that I picked out. And then I'm going to write the month, and I will fill this out later. I'm not going to fill this out in this video. Alright, here's it almost done. I'm just going to go through and finish labeling the months. I like how this one came out too. It's pretty simple, it's pretty cute, and although the spaces are a little bit small, that works for me because, like I said, I don't really have too many books I'm anticipating. The last thing I'm doing for this spread is just adding a couple of stickers here and there. I found this really cute sticker sheet in my collection that actually matched perfectly color plan wise. It's got pink, baby blue, some brown, some purple, and so I'm just taking a couple of those and placing them randomly around the page just to add a little bit of decoration. Alright, and now we're on to the next spread. This next spread is going to be my series tracker. Again, I don't really have that many that I need to record now. I do read series, but I just I don't have any like currently that I'm in the middle of, besides, I guess you could consider I'm in the middle of the Hunger Games series because I need to read the book that comes out this year, as well as Snow Globe because I'm anticipating the sequel. Again, I will not be filling out this spread on camera. I'll add them later, but for now, all I'm doing is adding some washi tape along the bottom and the top of the page, and I'm cutting them off where the line or the grid ends on the page, just so it can look nice. And I'm also adding 2 strips of thin washi tape on the sides to make this little rectangle. I really like how that looks. I think it's really cute. After I'm finished with the washi tape, I'm going to go ahead and spell out series tracker with my larger letter stickers. I don't show it here, but I also added some bear stickers to both of those spreads, one each from the ones that I printed off Canva. I just forgot in a moment. So moving on to the next spread, which is my author backlist spread and my narrator backlist spread, which is going to be on the other sheet. I'm just adding a piece of torn paper at the top with some washi tape. I'm also using those little washi tape scraps that I've been cutting off of the other washi tapes throughout this whole setup. And like I said, on the left, I'm spelling out author backlist, and then on the right, I'll put narrator backlist. I've seen a lot of people do author backlists because, as we all know, you find a writer that you really enjoy, you enjoy their style, and you want to read more books by them. But I also find that when I'm listening to books on Libby audiobooks, I have specific narrators that I really enjoy. For instance, I love Rebecca Soler, so I'm constantly checking on what books she's narrated to see if she's narrated anything new. And one of the books on my list that I actually started on the first was Wilderness of Girls, which she narrated, and so I was very, very happy about that, and it was a really nice surprise to hear her voice. So I thought it would be cool if I keep track of that, so that when I do find narrators I like, and I find books that I want to listen to that they've narrated, I can log it in here. I didn't want you guys to have to sit through me doing both of these, so I'm just going to show you the author backlist, but the narrator backlist is pretty much identical. The last thing that I'm doing for these spreads is adding a sticker, a bear sticker, at the top that I had made on Canva, as well as a butterfly sticker from that sticker sheet that I said matched perfectly, and the last touch is just some washi tape along the bottom. Again, I really like this spread, and I'm really happy with how this journal is going so far. So moving on to the very next spread, this spread is going to be my monthly favorites tracker. So I'm starting off again with the ripped paper. I love the ripped paper look, but this time I'm making more of a rectangle. These are going to be identical sides, and I'm going to have 6 boxes on the left and 6 on the right. And each box will represent that month's favorite, so 12 months total. So after I put down the paper scrap, I went in with my surprise letter stickers again, and I spelled out monthly favorites, monthly on one side, favorites on the other, and I also placed a bear sticker that I made on Canva in the center, and I cut that. I actually cut through the page a little bit, but it's okay. It should hold up. All right, once I'm finished with the header, I'm going to go through and spell out each month with letter stickers after I've put down a strip of color with one of the Tombows. I actually matched the colors of each month here for the colors of the months that I did for my upcoming releases, just to have a little bit of consistency. So once I did all 12 months, I went back and I added some washi tape along the sides, and that spread was done. So let's move on to our next spread, which is going to be my Around the World spread. Now, this spread, I haven't really heard of someone doing it like I'm doing it. I've heard of people tracking where their books take them, so like what countries or cities or states that their book is set in, but I don't really have a specific way to do that. I know some people have maps, that some people use digital maps or websites. I'm just going to wing this section. So I'm giving myself 2 pages, but I'm also going to leave 2 pages blank behind this in case I need more space. So I'm starting off with a strip of washi tape along the top, and then I'm going to add a little bear with a suitcase. I thought that was so cute and fitting. And then another sticker of a bear traveling, and then I'm going to spell out Around the World with my letter stickers. The spacing was a little bit awkward, but I still think it turned out nice. So far, my idea is just to write down each state, city, or country, and then leave a small space by that. And if I end up reading another book that is taking place in the same area, I'll add like a tick mark or a dot or something. I'm really not sure what to do. If you have any ideas, please comment them down below because I'm a little bit lost. So continuing on with this setup, I added some stickers near the bottom, so a suitcase and a camera, because who doesn't take pictures on vacation? And then I'm adding a little bit of decoration with some stars and whatnot. So the next spread is kind of unnecessary, but I wanted a space where I could see all the books that I've read in one space, if that makes sense. So I left enough space for at least 100 books, but there's going to be space for a little bit more than that. Only because I know that that's the amount of books at the moment that I have on my TBR. So I again added that piece of ripped paper at the top and some of those washi tape rejects that were cut off. And then I'm spelling out books read with my letter stickers, and I added a little bear at the bottom eating a cookie because I don't know why. Books, cookies, and teas just go together to me. I left the spreads pretty simple because I wanted most of the space to be utilized for tracking the books I read. And then I also did that on the next 2 pages. I made it cohesive. I used the same paper to add a piece of ripped paper at the bottom, some more washi tape reject. And in the other corner, I added a stack of books with some washi tape. So that's all for my yearly, or I guess year plus spreads, and I'm going to move on to my monthly spread, which the first one is January. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm adding some lines for the little boxes for the calendar that I'm drawing. It's quite small, and I'm not sure if it's going to work out. If it doesn't work out, then I'll probably use 2 pages for the month spread for February, but I wanted to see how this would go because I want to keep most of my pages for reviews. So as those lines are drying, before I start adding the rest of the lines, I'm adding yet again another piece of ripped paper at the top. And then on Canva, I actually printed little bear stickers for each month, and I kind of coordinated them to what the month is like. So this one has a little scarf because typically it is cold this time of year. I actually live in Texas, and most of the time it's not cold, but we were actually going through a winter freeze as I'm editing this, so it is fitting. Because the bear scarf was pink, I also added some pink flowers from some of my sticker sheets, and I thought it was a really cute, and it really goes well with the brown sparkle or shimmering ink in my fountain pen. So once those lines were dry, I went in and added the rest of my lines, and then after all those lines were drawn, I went in and numbered it 1 through 31. Underneath the calendar, I'm just lettering out this month. I thought this turned out really nice, and this is where I'm going to log the books that I've read. And I'm going back to work on the left side of the page. I'm just adding the bottom part of one of those glassine pouches that was cut, and I'm adding the rest of my monthly stickers, my monthly bear stickers. So that's all the spreads that I have for my reading journal, but I did print out some things in templates. This first one is one that I made because I want to participate in the A to Z challenge and see how many of those I can read this year. And then I went and I printed out the template that 52 Book Club has available for their reading challenge, and I just sized it down to be able to fit in my journal. I also made this pencil board to use, and I used some of my sparkly lamination sheets on top. Here's everything that I'm not going to be storing in my journal, which are my book challenges, my star stickers, and my little book tabs. I'm going to be making a small little folder for those later, and you'll see that again in my 2025 lineup. So now that we're all done, let's go ahead and do our flip through. This first page I didn't show you setting up, but it's my rating system and my call pile system. The second one is our TBR, and I've gone ahead and put all my little books into their appropriate pouches, and it looks so nice. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw, and if you liked what you saw, consider subscribing, but only if you want to. That being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!